As you can see happening here, the creator economy is rapidly abandoning ad revenue. Instead, we are seeing a massive shift toward direct monetization, fans paying creators directly through paid chats, subscriptions, and live tips. But there is a serious roadblock. Traditional Web 2 payment systems are simply not built for this. They are slow and they extract massive percentage cuts from every transaction, directly eating away at a creator's actual income. Early crypto promised to fix this, but the first attempts failed. Those speculative creator coins and voting-based governance tokens we saw a few years ago sounded great in marketing pitches, but they lacked practical daily use. You cannot run a sustainable business on hype. In 2026, utility tokens provide the plumbing, the underlying payment rails that make these direct peer-to-peer transactions work securely. This side-by-side comparison tracks the shift. On the left, the pre-2026 model relied on speculation and governance. On the right, the 2026 model is pure utility, handling everyday payments, unlocking premium content, and automating payouts. If a digital asset doesn't have a daily functional business use, if fans aren't actively spending it to unlock features or tip creators, it is functionally obsolete in the modern creator economy. So once you realize you need a utility token, you hit the next problem. There are dozens of them available. Deciding which underlying blockchain architecture actually fits your specific platform can be paralyzing. To make this decision, you have to know which camp you fall into. There are two distinct types of decision makers in this space: the platform builders designing the infrastructure, we'll call them the architects, and the advanced creators focusing on direct income, the monetizers. Both groups have to weigh one central trade-off when choosing a token standard: ecosystem depth versus transaction velocity. Ecosystem depth means the token has access to established liquidity, massive built-in user bases, and complex developer tooling. It is secure and widely supported. Transaction velocity, on the other hand, is the token's ability to process high-speed, ultra-low-cost microtransactions without breaking a sweat. You rarely get both. Selecting the wrong side of this trade-off introduces severe user friction, and that friction can easily kill a creator platform before it even launches. Let's map this out. This quadrant chart evaluates the major utility tokens based on that exact trade-off. The bottom axis tracks transaction speed and cost efficiency, while the vertical axis measures ecosystem depth and liquidity. We start with Ethereum, plotting way up here in the top left. It is the heavyweight infrastructure of the Web3 space, offering the highest ecosystem depth, but scoring incredibly low on speed and efficiency. Because of that deep infrastructure, Ethereum is the ideal choice for native creator tooling, complex smart contracts, and high-liquidity NFT memberships. It handles high-value assets flawlessly. But those benefits come with a massive drawback. Ethereum's high network fees create extreme friction for small interactions. If a fan wants to send a $2 livestream tip, paying a $10 network fee makes absolutely no economic sense. Ethereum is mandatory for high-ticket creator assets, but it will be fatal for platforms that rely on high-frequency, low-cost community engagement. Looking back at the chart, Solana is the exact opposite. It sits down in the high-speed, high-efficiency zone, acting as a specialized engine for rapid, small-scale payments. This aligns Solana perfectly with daily creator activity. It thrives on community tipping, paid post unlocks, and rapid-fire live stream interactions, where speed matters and fees need to be fractions of a cent. But there is a specific trade-off here too. Historically, Solana carries the risk of network congestion during periods of peak hype or massive transaction surges. Platforms choosing Solana are making a conscious architectural decision. They are prioritizing front-end utility and a seamless user experience over absolute decentralized security. If your creator app relies on sheer volume and removing all payment friction between the fan and the creator, Solana is the necessary backbone. Then there is the middle ground. Polygon and Binance coins sit in the upper right quadrant, trying to balance consumer scalability with exchange-driven liquidity. Polygon, or Matic, is particularly good at delivering a low-fee blockchain experience that mimics the seamless feel of traditional Web 2 apps. It makes the tech invisible for everyday fans. However, these scaling networks introduce their own hurdles. They carry what is known as bridge risk, and they force users to navigate between multiple networks, which can intimidate a non-crypto audience. Let's step away from front-end payment networks for a second and look at back-end infrastructure. This diagram illustrates how Chainlink operates. Chainlink handles cross-chain automation. It works behind the scenes to verify real-world creator milestones, like hitting a subscriber target or finishing a live stream, and then uses that data to trigger automated smart contract payouts. Chainlink's limitation is that it only solves developer-side problems. It doesn't handle the actual user payments, so it must be paired with another utility token to cover the front-end transactions. Ultimately, tokens like Matic, BNB, and Link act as the critical middleware. They are the structural bridges required to take complex creator tools and make them usable for a mainstream audience. Let's be clear about something. Proving a token has utility on paper does not automatically guarantee safety or ensure that a platform will succeed. All utility tokens remain heavily exposed to market volatility, shifting regulations, and the very real risk that users simply won't adopt them. Because of this, you have to conduct a strict tokenomics audit. This is how you separate platforms with actual, organic product demand from those running entirely on marketing hype. This checklist shows exactly what that audit must cover. You need to verify real usage, fee efficiency, overall ecosystem growth, actual user adoption, and highly believable token demand. Even the strongest token ecosystem will eventually collapse if its underlying economic mechanics do not align with how users actually behave. So, how do you make the final choice? This flowchart maps specific creator archetypes directly to their ideal token standard. If you are a monetizer whose platform relies heavily on recurring micro-interactions, you follow this path straight to Solana or BNB. Business models built around live streaming tips, paid messages, and instant payouts demand ultra-low fees. Using Solana or BNB is practically mandatory here to avoid killing your conversion rates. On the other hand, if you are an architect building high-ticket, exclusive digital memberships or complex cross-platform tools, your outcome leads straight to Ethereum and Chainlink. For high-value creator assets, the hardened security, deep liquidity, and established infrastructure of the Ethereum ecosystem are simply non-negotiable. The most important part of this strategy is to stop looking at the price charts. Evaluate the technology based on its role in the ecosystem, rather than chasing speculative hype. The definitive utility token for your platform is strictly the one that removes the most friction between a creator and their audience. Match the business logic over the branding, and let the utility do the work.